Hey B-Baller fam, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For the next 90 days, I'll be conducting an experiment to find out the most effective diet. This is going to be a 3-part video, and for the next 30 days, I'll be testing out a whole food plant-based diet. The rules for this challenge are simple. The first rule, no animal products. This might include beef, sheep, pork, poultry, and etc. Just to clarify, I can't have any eggs, dairy, or seafood. And the second and final rule is 0 processed foods. To test these results, I'll be doing a physical, a mental, and an endurance test. With all that being said, let's see what my benchmarks before this experiment are. For the test, I quickly weighed myself at approximately 172 pounds or 78 kilograms. For my first test, I resorted to doing 3-rep max half squats. This was half of my strength test, and I recorded a max of 300 pounds or 136 kilograms. By the end of this test, my legs were completely fried, so I went downstairs to test out my upper body strength. For my upper body strength test, I moved on to bench presses, which I was able to do a max of 175 pounds. That was pretty pathetic, but we could cut me some slack because this was my first time going for a bench PR. For the endurance test portion, I ran at a constant 16 kilometers an hour for as long as I could run. And by the end of the test, I ended up doing a total of 15 minutes, which was equivalent to 4.3 kilometers. For the last and final test, I played the Simon game. This was a color sequence memorization test that tested my short-term cognitive abilities. I measured 2 15s and a 13, which averaged out my score to a 14.3. Now that I have all 3 baselines, I can begin my challenge. If you haven't already, go subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions about this video, leave them in the comment section. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The first couple of days proceeded as normal, and I didn't notice any changes to my lifestyle, outside of my meals feeling a little bit more bland. Around this point in time, I think my body had not processed that I had completely shifted my diet towards eating just plants. Even my workouts felt completely unfazed. The days passed by smoothly, and I thought I'd be done before I even knew it. When I had told my friends about this diet, they made it their personal goal to troll me. It was only on day 6 when I had noticed something crazy happened. I'm 5 hours into my study session right now, and I don't feel any sort of tiredness at all. I feel like I can study for the rest of the day. This is crazy. We're officially done with our first weekend. Outside of all that mental clarity and energy I've had while studying, there hasn't been any crazy side effects. Next week's goals will be trying to beat all my previous PRs, so we'll see how that goes. The next day I went to the gym during the evening to beat my bench max, but my strength felt so depleted, so I just decided to work on upper body. On day 8, I decided to try to beat the squat PR, which ended up not happening, so I decided to spend the next 6 days trying to intake at least 170 grams of protein, which ended up being the hardest part about this challenge. However, following that week of preparation, I smashed all my records, all except for my endurance test. What surprised me was I was able to rep out 185 pounds on the bench for 3 reps, which was surprising considering I can do 1 rep of this before the diet. Before I knew it, I was flying through the days, and I finished week 2 in flying colors.
Hey, you better get lit for Samir's vlog. Go follow B-Baller Haven, everybody.
Yes, sir. Week 3.
Week 3.
Minutes.
We're in that vegetarian diet, looking strong, looking sharp.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Week 3 didn't present any substantial challenges. However, the main thing I noticed was my brain adapted to the food I was eating, so I felt like I could eat more and attain the proper amount of nutrition and protein I needed per meal. This quickly transitioned towards my workouts, and I felt like I could hit a new PR every day. Even the food started tasting better later on throughout the challenge, so it felt less like a challenge and more like a blessing. And before long, I only had 1 week left before I could test the results. Week 4 was spent conditioning my body before the big testing phase. This meant lifting heavier weights for my box squats, training wrist and working on my form for my bench, running at a lower speed with longer intervals for my endurance test, and building mental cues for my cognitive test. Unfortunately, I caught a cold this week, which drastically impacted my mood. However, it seemed to have passed in like 3 to 4 days without presenting any substantial obstacle.
Stop recording. I'm eating. We're in the video.
I decided that I should take the last day off before the testing phase to rest and recuperate myself to be mentally prepared for the actual tests. I started things off strong with the Simon game, where I recorded stats of 38, 19, and 35. 38, which averaged out my score to 30.3, which was a 112% improvement. I later weighed myself at approximately 170 pounds or 77 kilograms. I then performed the endurance test and scored 17 minutes, which was a 2-minute improvement from my previous time. On the last day, I went to the gym to test my squat and my bench PR, which I'll let you see for yourselves.
All you, Samir. Up, push. No, Samir, all you. Yes, sir. And land that. I land that on the right side. Ready? Oh my God. Sir. Remember what I did. This is it. Vegan life. This is it, Samir. That's light. Yes, sir, that's light. Oh, that's easy. That's easy. That's up. That's up. That's up. That's up. That's up. Come on. Push. Don't touch it. Do not touch it. Push. Up. Oh my, so close. Yeah. Right side. No.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to bench that 205, but I still managed to get 195 on the bench, so I'll take that as a win. My last test consisted of half squats, which I managed to squeeze in 3 reps with 350 pounds. All in all, I saw an 11% increase in my bench, a 3.2% increase in my squats, a 13.3% increase in my run time, and a 112% increase in my cognitive test.
I'm finally done with my 30-day plan-based challenge, and if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section. But other than that, let's move on to the next segment. Now my boys wanted to add some extra stuff on top of what they noticed over the last 30 days. So yeah, what do you want to say, Josh?
Some things that I noticed was that you were low-key looking a little bit skinny because of lack of protein. And another thing I noticed that you were sleeping way too much during classes and stuff, which is low-key trash. But other than that, you were low-key locked in with school, and like you were actually getting really smart. So that's some pros, bro. That's some respect. Good job.
Next up, we got Jacob here with.
Yes, sir. What's good?
Let's see what you got to say.
Shit, so, I mean, low-key, he was getting a little bit stronger in the gym. I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure if it's because he was more consistent because of the challenge, but he definitely saw progress there in the bench. I would say, like Josh was saying, this guy was low-key studying a little too much, wasting his time, 10+ hours a day, but hey, he lives on campus, so what can I say? Like, that's what he likes to do. That's his hobby, so yeah, that's all I have to say.
Now I'm here with my friend Tom. Let's get his perspective on this.
All right, what's up, guys? So, over these past couple weeks, I've been noticing that Samir's been hyper-focused. Compared to semester 1, this semester he's been hyper-focused. I don't know if it's because of the vegetables, but he's been waking up consistently at a certain time, sleeping consistently, and he's been working consistently. And I can tell that his IQ's genuinely gone up. Not only that, but his endurance and muscle and stamina has also increased. So, applaud Samir for that.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Tom.
Of course.
All right, B-Baller fan. We're finally done the diet, and we're headed to Señor's to feast up. Yeah!
Oh my God. Yo. Look at the cam.
Is this the best pizza you ever had?
Yes, sir.
Shout out Señor's.
Best pizza I had in the city, no cap.